Hey nerds, what's up? I'm at work again, as you can tell by my outfit and the fact that I'm surrounded by a lot of things. I'm currently standing in the freezer so I can tape this without being bothered, because a manager's work never stops. Not much has happened this week. I've been playing a lot of PS4 lately though, so that was fun. I completed Infamous Second Son, which in all honesty, it's worth the buy. By worth to buy, I mean get it at GameStop used, finish it in 2 to 3 days, and then return it. Unless you just really enjoy the power sets, in which case definitely worth the 27 bucks. But I just returned it after I finished it. It was a good game. It was worth the purchase either way, even though I didn't really spend anything on it. But I just returned it because I finished it already and I really wanted something else. So with the money I got back, I was able to finally get Out of Hell for Saints Row and Lego Marvel Superheroes, which me and Divine actually really enjoy playing together. So that's good that I finally got a decent game for us to play together with. Because before that, all I had was Castle Crashers on the PAC, and I tried to play Injustice with her, but that was not going well at all. She's not the best at fighting games, at least not Injustice. I've been playing a little bit of Arkham Knight. It's alright. I mean, it's good. It's nothing like, oh my god, Batman, but it's pretty good. I like the alternate costumes. The storyline isn't bad. I like the upgrades they did. The Batmobile's fun to drive around. It is the best Batman game that has ever come out. That being said, oh, it's a good game. It's a really good game, man. I feel like I'm being harsh on it. It's actually a really good game. Definitely don't know if it's worth the price tag for $60, but I got it with my PS4, so it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to think what else. Trying to get into an MMO soon. Either gonna go with Elder Scrolls Online or Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn. Eventually, I'm gonna get into both, but I haven't decided which one's first. I'm pretty close to just picking Elder Scrolls at this point, but I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on that stuff, so I'm not sure yet. Other than that, nothing is really going on this week too crazy. To Arthur, congratulations on the jobs. I know it seems like you can afford an apartment, but trust me, you can't. You can't afford anything. I promise you that much. You can't afford anything. Don't drop out of college. Keep going. Really though, seriously, the real world sucks. To Noah, you have beautiful eyes. To Devin, it was a really, really short video. And to Derek, I better see your video up by the end of tonight. I'm using data for this, just so I can get it up before Monday, so I better see yours up too. Besides that, I guess I'm just going to comment a little bit on stuff that's been happening recently in the world. First of all, Donald Trump, okay. Yeah, right. Donald Trump! Really though, seriously. Besides that, there was that whole thing with the American flag. That's just, I mean, I don't get really involved in politics too often, or even like revolutionary type of stuff. I'm not too big on that type of stuff just because I have my opinions on it, and they're my opinions. I don't feel the need to shove them down other people's throats most of the time. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now, which makes me look like a giant hypocrite and a liar, but whatever. As far as the American flag thing goes, or like they were stepping on it, that's one thing. It was disrespectful, in my opinion, that whole thing was happening. I mean, I know they were trying to let it's right, freedom, right of speech, all that stuff, but like, I mean, there's a line, and I mean, I understand what they're protesting against, but I feel like that's not so much just like there's more problems than that in America, and I mean, if you really honestly don't like it that much, most of those are adults. You guys honestly can't just like, I mean, you can't just leave the country, but start figuring out a way to go to Canada. Like, I don't know. If you really hate America that much, fine, but like, why are you gonna go all the way out of your way to spend so much time showing us how much you hate America if you just dislike America, you know? Like, I mean, I feel like it's almost counterproductive because you're like, I hate America, so I'm gonna spend all my time showing you how much I hate America and going out of my way to show you how much I hate America. Like, I feel like if you really hate America that much, just don't deal with it. Don't talk about it. Or, I mean, if you want to talk about it, that's not, you know, whatever, that's fine. But, like, don't just go out of your way and make these big giant things on Facebook and all over the place saying how much you hate America. I mean, if you do, that's your choice, but I feel like it's counterproductive to say how much you hate this place and how much you dislike it and then spend so much of your time talking about it, even if it is in a negative way. I'm actually going pretty long on this one. I'm sorry, guys. I know the limit was 5 minutes, but I do have one more thing I want to talk about real quick. And this is because it's been coming up a lot more lately. And I really don't have much to talk about other than that. It's going to be abortion. Just because, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's been coming up a lot more. And I don't mean to be so heavy on this type of topic, and I know it's just supposed to be a weekly vlog and whatever, but I'm just going to get it off my chest. I'm pro-choice, but at the same time, I think if you're going to be pro-choice and if you're going to make that decision, regardless of the situation, and I know that sounds fucked up, like I know there's rape and horrible things like that, but there's also adoption, and if the baby's really not meant to make it, and if it's really not meant to turn out, then you won't have it anyway, you know, it'll just be a miscarriage. But, like, in my opinion, I would rather the baby be born. I am pro-choice just because, I don't know, for whatever reason I am. But at the same time, I'm pro-choice, but you have to be able to accept what it is, you know? You have to see it for what it is. If you're going to play God, take on that responsibility and take on that persecution, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, it's your choice, but understand that it still is you taking a life from another. Like, be able to own up to that and be able to admit that. I understand that there's a lot of situations where the women shouldn't have the baby or don't want to have the baby, and I understand that. But it's, at the same time, it's still a life. It's still someone else's life, and although it is your choice and technically part of your body, I mean, once again, like, the way example I use is like Siamese twins or conjoined twins. No one's gonna argue that, oh, conjoined twins are the same person. No, I mean, they're the same physical body, but they are their own entities, you know? I think the same thing should apply when it comes to, like, having a child in a way. Anyways, the point is, if you're gonna do it, that's fine. That's your choice. It's none of my business. But please at least take responsibility for it and understand what you are doing. Don't just treat it like, oh, it's nothing. It really is a big decision. It really is something. And I am frustrated sometimes when I see people talk about it who don't know anything about it and are just so passionate about it. And no, it's this, it's that, it's this. Or some of us who have experienced some of that type of stuff where it's like, they really, I mean, I don't know. To me, they really are alive. But like I said, it's your choice. Just take responsibility for the actions. I went way over in the time, and I'm really sorry about that, guys. And I really went on I'm going to go ahead and step off my soapbox and get out of this freezer because it's freezing in here. And go ahead and say, stay golden, nerds. Nerd out.